Okay, quick 2-day trip to Minnesota to talk about restaurant marketing, of course, for the boys and girls at Performance Food Group. If you want to see how this restaurant got 27 G's in sales from their Facebook marketing, watch me spit fire from the stage. Really quick before we get started, who in here wants $100? $100 cash. Okay, I need you to do a quick favor. That is my cell phone number. Text me right now your name and your favorite color. It's easy, $100. I'm going to draw one person. You don't got a phone? You got a phone? Man, this is a casino. I'm sure $100 is good for something here, right? 859-743-2408. I found out that this guy, Franklin, that's on it, was not a president. I didn't know that. Like, that means there's hope that Matt Plapp could be on a bill in 30 or 40 years. Okay, let me see if I got some text messages here. Is it the wrong number? Uh-oh. Now you're going to get a tender request or something. Okay, I got a bunch of things here. Let me give you like 10 seconds. We got blue. Anybody got orange? Green. Who's Anna? Green's a good color. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna scroll through these. And I'm picking with somebody. I've got Kayla Purple. Kayla, let me make it rain on you. There's $100, and I swear it's real. I did not steal it. So the idea behind that is simple. Attention. Did it get your attention? Have any of you ever been to an event where some moron gave away $100 on stage? It got you on your phone, right? The majority of you sent me a text message. So what I want to talk about today is the importance of attention as it plays in your marketing. What happened this past weekend? What started 3 days ago that got a lot of attention? There you go. This guy wins a prize. The NFL. The NFL dominates attention all year long. When the fall comes, the season kicks off. Then they have the Super Bowl come February. Then they have the draft, the combine come April, the draft in May and June, mini camp in July. They dominate everybody's attention, and they dominate every other sport, professionally and collegiately. So the idea today I want to talk about is hammer home the importance of attention. Where is my attention at right now on this picture? Is it on the beach? It's on my iPhone. This is from the airplane leaving Key West. This is the baggage handlers. All three of them, their attention is on their phone. This is in Niagara Falls last weekend at the National Buffalo Wing Festival. That's my son's chin, and those are the three people behind him. Where are they all looking at? Their phone. 11 times an hour, people check their phones. Think about that. I'm 48. You're more than 48, I'm going to guess. I don't know what the hell we did in line at restaurants 25 years ago. But now, the minute you get 1 second to stop, grab your phone. You're at a stoplight. You're at the pool. You're at the beach. You're at a football game. You're in the airport. You're on your phone. So what I want to talk about today is how the importance of owning your customers or your potential customers' attention on the place that they are most often. So a couple months ago, one of my team quoted me. They said, Matt, you realize you say this all the time, that we are on our phone every day. It's in our hand where our attention is. I've never been quoted on something. I thought it was kind of funny, but they maybe put it in there. We are on this all day, every day. How many of you have a tool you use for your restaurant on your cell phone? Your scheduling, your accounting. I just edited this Canva presentation on my phone 10 minutes ago. We are on our phone all the time. So real quick, tell you who I am just to get an idea. My name is Matt Plapp. I'm the CEO of a company called Restaurant Marketing That Works. We own America's Best Restaurants, which is a full-service media production company dedicated to helping restaurants find attention, independent restaurants. And then we also own a company called Driver, which is a restaurant marketing platform. My background is not sitting at my house doing nothing. Since 2008, I have traveled to about 1,500 restaurants in person. This is me at a food event in one of our Mercedes vans. This is me at Rolf's Eureka Pizza in Arkansas. I don't know where this one's at. This is BKD's Backyard Grill in Arizona. When I travel as the CEO of our company, I actually do shit. So what I'm gonna tell you from stage is based off of proof. This is me telling these ladies how to enroll in that restaurant's loyalty program. I'm sitting there looking at the stats from this restaurant, and he's telling me how many covers he has every week. And there's 2 people a week on average joining his loyalty program. And I said, the problem's really simple. You're not asking. What do you mean, Matt? Well, like they're busy, they don't know how to do it. I go, no, you just aren't asking and you haven't trained your employees how to ask. So I flew to Scottsdale, Arizona, and I went to the restaurant. I took a money bucket. I put $1,000 of my own money in it. I walked around the restaurant to every table and asked if they wanted to reach in the money bucket. They're like, what the hell's a money bucket? I'm like, it's a bucket with money. Well, shit, what do I got to do? When you scan this QR code and you answer 5 questions, takes under 10 seconds, I'll let you reach in the money bucket. We signed up 90 people that night in his restaurant. These 2 ladies were in it. They were ecstatic that they got something free from the restaurant in exchange for giving their information to them. What did every one of you give me voluntarily with a very good call to action about 10 minutes ago? Your information. I won't use it for evil. I won't send you a political advertisement here in a couple weeks. In fact, I'll send you a thank you message after this, and I will forget about you unless you apply. The idea of marketing is simple. You have to get people's attention, and sometimes you got to do it in a very unique manner. I have a 22-year-old and a 20-year-old, and then my wife would say she has a 48-year-old as well, me. I understand what it takes to get people's attention. So my background is based on doing it. You won't be able to hear this, but this is a video of me working at Rapid Fire Pizza in Florence, Kentucky. 5 years ago, I was watching a friend of mine, David Scott Peters, speak, and he was talking about his experience of work in the restaurant. Unlike Bruce, I have never had the honor of screwing up a restaurant's profit and loss and pricing food wrong. So I called Michael Castleman and said, Michael, I want a job. What do you mean? He thought I was joking. I said, I want 3 hours, 3 days a week. I want to work a lunch shift and 2 dinner shifts every week for the next 3 months. I want to know what it's like to drop somebody's pizza. I want to know what it's like to make somebody smile. I want to learn hospitality, but also I want to learn on the marketing side what I'm missing. And so I went to this restaurant and I worked there for 3 months. It was funny as shit, friends of yours walking into the restaurant and going, oh man, Matt fell on hard times. They see the car parked there. They know my car I've got. I have a couple very unique cars. They're like, oh my God, like Matt's working at a pizza joint. But what was cool about it was I got to learn the missing elements. I watched as the employees of the restaurant did not engage with the customers. It was a transaction. And they didn't engage because they weren't trained. There wasn't an SOP that said this is how to do it. So a lot of what I'll tell you about today is based on me doing it. So again, do we all agree that everybody is on their damn phones all the time? What are your employees doing with it? She's on her phone right now. I caught you. Your employees, when they're supposed to be doing something, on their phone. So you've got to learn to leverage your marketing to get that attention. Nobody's confused here. So what I want to walk you through some examples. I call this the customer attention funnel. You want me to answer that? You've got the smartphone. We all know where they're at. We know that we need to get their attention. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, LinkedIn, YouTube, email, text, messenger, the internet. Once we get their attention, we need them to engage. Who in here makes Facebook posts on a consistent basis? Who in here only gets their mom to comment on them? A lot of you, I'm sure, look at your social media. Nobody comments, right? Nobody engages. How many people send out consistent emails to their customers? How many customers reply? 0. You're not getting engagement. 5 days ago, I was notified that an oil change place replied to my 5-star review from 2 months ago. 2 months ago, I went to an oil change place. The lady, Kylie, I remember her name because she's the same name as my niece, said, hey, it would mean a lot if you had a great experience today, that you would leave me a review. Did you have a great experience? I said, yeah, you were awesome. You're a rock star. Can you go to Google, leave a review, and mention Kylie? We get bonus points for it. So I did it 2 months ago. They replied a couple days ago. If I'm going to walk by a table at a restaurant and say, hey, how was your meal? And you go, it was great. I'm going to say, thank you. What did you have? Where are you from? How often you come here? So we're going to talk about today is what we call engagement. Everybody heard of this place, Papa John's? Does anybody on here have 6 million followers? No? Well, don't worry about it. They've got 6 million followers, but they absolutely suck at using it. Sorry if they're a client. I don't know if they are or not. But they have 6 million followers, and this is what they post every day. And I'm going to guess a lot of you also every day, your Facebook, your Instagram is a post about your restaurant and somebody coming to give you money. Social media is what? Social and media. I've got this ring on my fingers, 25 years 2 weeks ago, 29 years together. If Matt Plapp went home every night and talked about Matt Plapp, Christy Plapp would have skirted about 20 years ago. So Papa John's does what the majority of restaurants do. Their email marketing every week, buy pizza. Their text messaging, buy pizza. Their Facebook, buy our pizza. Nobody gives a shit. 477 people engaged in a post, a potential 6.6 million. If you are the Facebook person at Papa John's, you should have already lost your job 100 times. If you're the marketing director, you should have already lost your job. But the good news is they've got FU money. Has anybody here got FU money? Me neither. This is what's happened with social media. Everybody remember Money Mailer, Valpak, all the shit you all did 20 years ago? The problem with social media is that a lot of you have not updated your mindset of what it's to be used for. When I was selling for WGRR in 1999, selling radio advertising, I was selling Bravo Burrito a radio commercial if I was a client of his. We were designing an advertisement. The advertisement was meant to tell people to come buy your stuff. 2024, Facebook is not Money Mailer. It is not Valpak. Does anybody in here who logs on the Facebook or Instagram on a couple day basis? Most of you? Are you logging in to see an advertisement? No. You're logging in to argue about Tyreek Hill getting ripped out of a car the other day, about whether Trump or Kamala are going to win. You're not on there to look at marketing. So when you look at this, I'm going to show you an example. This is Cornerstone Pub and Prime. Jake's restaurant is down in Wyoming, I think about an hour from here. When I met Jake a few years ago, he sucked at social media, just like a lot of you. His email marketing, his website, his social media was not engaging people. I'm going to show you some examples of posts that have nothing to do with the restaurant. Take a trip down memory lane. What's your favorite school lunch as a kid? Does that have anything to do with Cornerstone? But look at this. 110 people commented. And they commented in depth. They were so revolting, but y'all just had to have one today. They called the tuna sandwiches, blah, blah, blah. Next one. What is your favorite state fair food? Was the state fair recently, I guess? Does this have anything to do with Jake's restaurant? 354 people. How big is Wyoming? Are there 354 people in Wyoming, Minnesota? I know it's a small area. I went to a hayride haunted house there a few years ago. The next one, how to make the perfect hot dog. Not as viral as the state fair, but it still got a lot of comments. And then final, this is Jake talking about his restaurant. They made some upgrades. They remodeled a room. They did some cool shit. People engaged. 501 people reacted to it. If he would have made this same post 3 years ago, it would have been crickets because he had lost the algorithm because nobody was engaged in his other stuff. What I'm showing you is that you have to use social media to get people to engage. If you consistently make Facebook posts, Instagram posts, if you send emails out that are about buying food, people ignore you. When you get ignored on social media, you might as well not have a page. The reason Papa John's has 500 engagements out of 6.6 million is the algorithm has forgotten them. The water fountain was turned off. So how does this make you money? Because at the end of the day, you guys really want to sell shit, right? Am I right? Does anybody here not want to make money? Okay, good. So I'm going to show you how we took the attention, we got customer data, and we funneled it to money. I got your attention with a $100 bill. I have your information. I could eventually probably cyber stalk the shit out of every one of you and sell you something, but I won't. This is Jake's social media. This is his actual dashboard inside of our system. In a certain time period, about a year and a half, he had 233,000 impressions. He got people's attention with social media posts. Of those 233, 48,895 engaged. They commented. When those people engaged, we got their information because we have tools hooked up to his social media that when you comment on a Facebook post, it goes to Facebook Messenger and it asks for your email, your phone number, your birthday. And guess what? When you ask for it correctly, consumers give you whatever the hell you want. So in his case, if I look at this, and there's supposed to be a little spotlight thing here. I hope it works, no, it doesn't work. So you can see up here, Facebook comments all posts. Everybody see that? There's 871 people that in a year and a half timeline commented on Facebook posts who also gave him all of their information. First name, last name, email, birthday, how often they come to the restaurant. 535 of them walked into the restaurant and spent $27,325. Now imagine if Jake still sucked at social media. If he didn't make posts that got comments, and if those comments didn't go to a tool to get information, and if that tool to get information didn't have a really good bribe. So the idea here is that you want to get people to comment, leverage technology like Bruce talked about to get their information, and then start a conversation. My wife that I met 29 years ago in college, I met her because I asked for her phone number. My buddy was hitting on her. She approached me at the athletic training center. We were both injured athletes. I was football, she was softball. She said, hey, can you tell Tom to quit hitting on me? He bugs the shit out of me. I said, no problem. I say, by the way, you want to go on a date? Sure. I got her phone number at her dorm. That led to the first date. That led to many more dates. That's led to a couple kids, a couple dogs, a couple houses. Same thing here. So I want to give you another example because I just showed you social media. A lot of you mentioned email marketing, text marketing. Has anybody in here ever emailed their customer database an email about National Dog Day? Why the hell would you, right? Because you're a restaurant. Well, you would do it because you want people to engage. So here is a post by a pizza joint out in Arizona. That is Andy Dell, that's Papa Kelsey's. This went out to his top customers in his database. He segmented his email list and said, hey, instead of talking to my customers about my badass pizza, because Papa Kelsey's Pizza and Wings, what do you think Papa Kelsey's Pizza and Wings sells? Pizza and wings. Holy shit. So you don't have to email your customers every week, I sell pizza and wings. He took his email, he sent an email out with a good graphic saying click below to enter a contest about your dog. There's a Facebook post. 61 people commented. I targeted this person here, Cheryl, for a reason. Cheryl commented. If I go to the back of his database, there is Cheryl Bears. She enrolled in his loyalty program July 6th of 2011. This is in our platform. I didn't know the internet was around back then. No, I'm just kidding. I blurred her email out. She has visited and spent $791. But here's the important part, why I'm showing you this. She's not been to his restaurant since May 28th. So here's a customer who's been in his marketing program for 13 years. She's not been in the restaurant in 3 to 4 months, yet she commented on a Facebook post that was triggered from an email to her. Why is that important? We have her attention. The idea of marketing is to keep getting people's attention. And the last thing on that email, by the way, the email got a 24% open rate. It had a 1% bounce rate. And it had $3,773 in sales from customers who engaged with that email. Marketing is all about driving sales. Bruce talked about sales not mattering. Sales don't matter if your margins suck. If you're selling stuff for less than you're paying for it, you're destined to be screwed. So if you're selling a $10 burger for $8 and you keep getting people to come buy that burger, you're going to keep losing money. But if you have your margins and your food costs prepared correctly and you have a menu that's priced right, then you can turn on the fire hose and start marketing people, and you can use Facebook correctly, and you can get them to engage and comment. I can promise you that lady Cheryl, in the next 30 days, I will log into her driver platform and I will see where she has come back to the restaurant. We don't eat at restaurants solely because of marketing. We eat at restaurants because of how much space they take up in our head. My son asked me a question 3 years ago. My daughter's 22. She's a female version of me. She's beautiful like her mom and a pain in the ass like me. My son is like a morph of me and my wife. He's really tame. My son comes and he goes, Dad, why does Paige get whatever the hell she wants? She's 22. She's had 3 Jeeps. I've got the same Honda Civic. Every time I turn around, the family's making a concession for Paige. I said, she's the squeaky wheel. She lives in my head every day with attention. My son doesn't say shit. So my friends, at the end of the day, we know where your customer's attention is. When I was at dinner with Cole at Niagara Falls last week, and those people were on the other side of them, they were laughing their ass off at TikTok and Instagram videos. They were texting friends. They were doing everything that everybody does on their phone every day. The idea for your restaurant is, how do you insert yourself into that conversation? You do it by not talking about your food every day and by trying to find a way to create content around your community and around what your customers love, like National Dog Day, like the Minnesota State Fair. That's all I got. If you guys have any questions, I'll answer them after this. This is Shaheen, one of my team members. He's a client for 7 years. He's a 28-year restaurant owner. He's a senior marketing specialist on our team. If you want to have a conversation with him, no strings attached, and ask him anything, the guy is a genius. One thing I'm very fortunate with is I have people like Bruce and Shaheen that have 95 years restaurant experience on our team. Because why? I don't know shit about restaurants. I know marketing. I know marketing about restaurants. I couldn't make a cheeseburger. It went away. How do I go back? What questions do you have? So you're asking about Constant Contact, and will it do similar stuff? No, not close. And my first 3 years of speaking as an adult, I spoke for Constant Contact. It is a very generic email tool that allows you to collect data and have conversations, but it doesn't allow for the more complicated situations in marketing. So does that answer your question? Maybe, doesn't? Here, come closer.
No, I'm just curious on what, yeah. No, I'll talk to you after.
Okay, talk to me after. Yes, sir. Geotagging, geotargeting all day long. I could put a pin on this convention center, take a video and say, what's going on, PFG peeps? I'm Matt Plapp. I want to talk to you about restaurant marketing. Click below to have a conversation. And I could put a pin on this convention center, target everybody over 25 years old. And because the creative and the headline will call you all out, and the geographic targeting will only go this area, Facebook will find the people that need to see it. I did it at Pizza Expo the last 3 years in Las Vegas. I stand in front of the Pizza Expo sign. I have a money bucket with $3,000 in it. I say, hey, what's up, Pizza Expo? Are you a restaurant owner? Are you here in Vegas? Find the crazy guy in an orange shirt and come get your chance to get in the money bucket. I then dropped a pin on the convention center. I spent $750 over 48 hours, and I had 80 restaurant owners stalk me to find me for the money bucket because I put a pin where I was at and I targeted. Most of your restaurant's customers are coming from 1 to 3 miles from your restaurant. You can get on there and say, Facebook, find me women that are 45 with 2 kids that drive a Honda Civic within 3 miles of here. And if you run a call to action that doesn't suck and you do something that gets them to stop, the minute one person stops that is your target in your area, Facebook goes, oh, woman, kids, right age, right area, and they start finding other people. The most powerful thing you have available to you right now is paid Facebook and Instagram ads based on geographic location. Anybody? What do you got? You got a question? They're only $5. Just thinking. You guys got anything? So he's on his phone. Phone's out there. She's got her phone, on a phone. We're all living on our phones, and your customers are too.
Okay. One of my big pain points is the point of sale system. I've actually talked to Shaheen about it, and I'm trying to get a demo with Arrow.
Yep.
Are they here today?
Yeah, so his question was about point of sale. Number one, you better have a point of sale that you're using and know everything about it. And you better have one that's in this century. I talked to a restaurant the other day that has 7 locations that does not have a point of sale. And I'm like, whoa, what? And the cash registers, they're not collecting any data. I said, well, okay, my guess is maybe you're funneling money somewhere else. I don't know why the hell else you wouldn't have point of sale. So maybe you're Breaking Bad down there. But you've got to have technology on your side. And yes, the driver platform that you're asking about with a point of sale called Arrow is a partner of ours that it integrates with and Toast and Square and Clover. But even outside of that, if you've got a marketing product that doesn't attach to your point of sale, you can still do a lot of what I was showing you. Like what I was showing with Jake is a matter of hooking up an email and texting program to Facebook Messenger, Facebook ads, and then being genuine on Facebook. It all comes down to using social media and marketing correctly. Anybody else? We good?
Give it up for
Cool.
Matt.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thanks, sir.